Okay, so since it is our America episode, we thought we got to go watch some American movies, and we were talking.
All the best movies are American movies.
Oh God, here we go. You don't like French films?
No.
Fin.
That's like the French movie industry always has fin at the end of it, right?
Exactly, right?
Bollywood dance.
So we were thinking, like, there's some great movies, like I think of, like, all the war movies, Saving Private Ryan, Sandlot, lots of great classic Americana movies. But we have this new segment we're calling Good Old Stuff, where we're going to go back, we're going to watch either a movie, play a game that's from yesteryear, something that might not be in the peripheral of everybody anymore.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because we were thinking about doing this as a segment, and we're looking back and be like, well, we got to play old stuff.
Yeah.
From like 20 years ago.
And we were like,
that's like 1996, David.
I know.
That's not very old.
I know, but it's funny.
But video games, that is old. But movies, that's not very old at all.
No.
Yeah, so we'll go back, we'll play some classic stuff, and we'll watch some classic things. But this week,
for our 4th of July episode, we went and watched
Red Dawn.
Wolverines!
Avenge me!
Okay, this movie, if you don't know what this movie's about, it's about a group of teenagers in high school. It takes place following them, and they live in, I don't think they specifically say where they live, but I'm guessing somewhere.
Midwest-y area?
Yeah, well, there's mountains, so I'm guessing like somewhere near the Appalachian.
No mountains in the Midwest?
The Appalachian area. So near mountains, whatever. And they're at school, and all of a sudden, Soviet Russia and Cuba invades.
The dawn of World War III happens.
Yes, the dawn of World War III happens. This movie came out in 1984. Mm-hmm. It is directed by John Milius, who also directed Conan the Barbarian. He also was a co-writer on Apocalypse Now.
Name, yeah.
Apocalypse Now. So, a couple things about this movie for its time, and even now, is violent.
Yeah, Sarah's. It's been a long time since we've seen this movie. I don't think she's seen the old one. They did a remake of this not too long ago with Chris Hemsworth and that.
Yeah, it was like 2012 when it came
out.
Who
played, yeah,
it wasn't good.
Yeah, the new one's not very good. The classic is the way to go. But this is not a kids movie, even though it's a bunch of kids.
I think it's marketed. It was marketed as like a kids movie.
Was it really?
Not marketed, but it was like the cool. Like if you were a cool kid, you got to watch this movie.
No. It's 1984, so they probably wanted as many people to watch this movie as possible.
Well, it starred a bunch of the people. So in the 80s, there was this group of kids called the Brat Pack. It was like
this is a real thing.
No, this is a real thing.
Okay.
Did you ever see the movie The Outsiders?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, everyone's in that. Like Tom Cruise, Matt Dillon, a bunch of people in this movie. Charlie Sheen was part of that crew. You had, I can't remember the kid's name, but he's in this movie as well too. He's one of the other kids in this movie. They were all kind of this up and coming group of teeners, in making movies. And so they called them the Brat Pack. And they all started, Patrick Swayze, they all came out and most of them became pretty big stars. But this movie had a bunch of those characters after that movie. So it was definitely marketed towards like, hey kids, if your parents don't understand, go see this movie.
But I think this is a movie where like that time set was like, this could happen kind of thing. So it's like, no, go see this movie.
Yeah, I think, there's definitely right? I don't know about that, but yeah, I think this movie, so. The thing about this movie that the time when it came out matters more than it does now, and that has to do because of 9/11. I know I'm getting deep here, but like, we had, during like, almost forever, since like 9/11, we've never really been like, I should say, since like World War II, we had Pearl Harbor. Since like Pearl Harbor to 9/11, we were not like attacked on like American soil, like in a big, bombastic way.
Because we're invincible.
Right. And this movie was like, what if that changed? What if
apparently people just flew and dropped
off
in the middle of America?
And there's a couple scenes in here that I was like, ooh, like kind of weird. Like the first scene, like the high school scene. Teacher walks out.
Yeah, immediately gets gunned down. They're gunning down all the kids.
They shoot at the kids and
like I said, this is a violent movie.
Yeah, and then there's like a scene where like a kid's head's down and like blood's coming out of his head. It's just like, whoa, like, it's kind of like too much for me now. And I was like, in the 80s, I was like,
the S hits the F like right when the movie starts. Too.
Yeah. Now, past the theme of the movie, which is not a bad theme, the acting in this is so bad, like to a point where, like, I was like, how?
The Swayze was the best. He was the best actor in the movie.
Patrick Swayze?
Yeah, the Swayze.
I don't think he was that great in it because there's parts of it. No, it is kind of interesting because like so the kids essentially they get away in time, and essentially their town becomes what would be the word?
Occupied.
Perfect. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Their town becomes occupied, and there's basically it's military, it's martial law. They're basically they can't do anything. And these kids run out to the mountains because the brothers in this movie, Charlie Sheen and Patrick Swayze, their dad taught them apparently like a bunch of military strategy.
I thought wasn't Patrick Swayze like a Marine or something?
I don't think so.
I thought
they were just high school kids. No. Maybe. So anyways, they
but Swayze, like, he graduated. He was the adult of the group.
I think so.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was a former quarterback. They mentioned that.
Yeah. So it's about these kids who ultimately go out into the woods and start to become kind of guerrilla warfare against all of these militia. Which part of the movie I was like, dude, these kids are not trained. Like, these are against
exactly.
like troops. Like, it makes like the Russian troops and the Cuban troops, like the Soviet troops, look so stupid. And there's some parts where I'm like, the acting is just horrendous. Like, the dad, when he sees his kids, because they go back to the camp.
He's in the camp, right? Yeah.
He's in the camp to say hello, because they've like cordoned off a bunch of these people that would be like problems. They would start a resistance. Well, they let them talk to like the normal residents, the citizens of the city. It's like, none of this makes any sense. Like, why would they do that?
No, and I really like the scene. I pointed this out to Sarah. I thought it was really funny. At the beginning, they're like, quiet, let's talk back and forth. At the very end, he's like, avenge me! Yeah. Like, scream at the top of his lungs, like, because there's a guard right over there who can hear exactly what you're saying.
Like, I audibly laughed out loud when he started screaming, avenge me. I was just like, this is so stupid.
I love you. I know you do, son. I love you too. Boys! Avenge me! Avenge me!
But that doesn't matter. The premise of the movie is just kind of silly in and of itself. But I do enjoy the time that how it goes like throughout the winter and it goes through spring and they're like getting smarter. And I like the idea that they're carving the names into the rock of the kids who die. And like, this movie has a lot of action in it. Like, a lot. Like, and there, you could tell where they spent the money. Like, they flew a bunch of planes and like military stuff is in this movie, which I'm like, wow, it's pretty impressive that you got this for this like.
Yeah, you guys blew up a tank. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of action, but I don't know if it's just because it's, over 20 years old, this movie. But it's boring. It's over 30 years old.
CG explosions and stuff happening everywhere.
No, but it's even.
But they only had the budget to make this little explosion.
No, but even when it is like a good explosion, it's just like, this is just boring. Like, the pacing is so weird in this movie. Like, it's up and then it's down, and then the ending of this movie is probably the weirdest ending of any. Like, the bad guy at the end, where he's just like, "Be with God, go with God." Like, okay, these kids.
Remember the letter he was writing, but before that, he's like, I don't think this is the right thing.
I understand.
Change of heart, man.
I get it.
And he knows the brothers are going to die anyway.
So anyways,
spoiler alert.
I know. So it doesn't matter. You should still see this movie even if you know what happens. So basically the kids are like these rootin' tootin', blowing up everything, destroying the base. By the way, the whole time I was thinking about this, I'm like, you're destroying your own town, right? Like, 'cause they're like blowing up buildings and like knocking down towers and they're falling into the streets, blowing up cars.
It was the train yard. But it was all like their stuff.
No, I know, but it's just funny because I'm like, it's like, when you watch like Power Rangers are like destroying buildings and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's all like.
Well, there's a part in the movie where like one of the girls, is it the girl from Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, it's Leah Thompson. She's from Caroline in the City. She's from Back to the Future.
So she's wearing this very obvious like blue puff jacket, right?
Back in the day.
There's a scene where she gives these guys in a tank this bag. Like, give me that bag. She's like, oh, don't take the bag. Okay, here you go. And then runs away. And then the bag has a bomb in it, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a scene later in the movie wearing the same freaking jacket.
Yeah.
The same very observable, easy to say, hey, look for a girl in a blue puff jacket.
Right.
Goes into the Soviet American Friendship Center.
Right.
It's like, trying to turn people, which by the way, I assume would have their own townspeople in it.
Yeah, probably.
Isn't it like a propaganda kind of place?
Yeah, exactly. Try to bring you in.
Same as that thing goes in there. Leaves a package or something.
Leaves a backpack.
Walks out and explodes.
Yeah, it's like.
But it's like, change your jacket. Look for a girl with a blue puff jacket. She's the only one in town that's wearing it.
It's so stupid. And like the parts like when they're shooting like RPGs and stuff like that. He's like, how many RPGs you got left? He's like, 4. And then it's just like, how do you, like, these guys, like, they know how to flank and, like, wait in position. And there's a couple parts in this movie, like, specifically the part with the food drops out of the truck. I was like, that's going to explode. Did you think that?
I thought, like, I
was like, she's going to go down there.
But I didn't remember, but I thought, like, something drove by and gunned her down or something.
Yeah, I thought so too, and they just didn't go anywhere. That's what I'm saying. This movie has, like, weird pacing issues, because it's like, this is supposed to happen right here.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't, and then when it's not supposed to, it does. And it just feels, like, out of place. And then there's certain parts of the movie that are like, why would you do that? You know, but I think the one thing that this conveys, like every good like zombie movie or zombie TV show, is the sense of being all alone. You're all by yourself.
And being the underdog.
Right. And just like, there's nobody else. And like, there is a really touching scene in this. Like, probably the only like well acted scene is the part where one of the friends runs into town because he's like hungry or whatever. And he gets caught, and they like, he says they did terrible things to him, but they like stuck a tracer in him. And then the guys find out that he has a tracer in him, and they have to take care of him.
A tracer in him? No, he just told them where they were at, where their hideout.
No, because they had that box that was like beep 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 beep.
Oh,
beep,
that's right.
So they did stuff to him, and then they told him where they were, and then they put a tracer in him when he went back. Maybe he didn't know about the tracer, but they had to like get rid of him, quote unquote. And
yeah,
like
they gunned down with the guy they captured.
Right. And so like it's this moment where he's like, I can't do it. It's just like a good zombie movie. Like, hey, if I ever turn, like if I get bit, like take me out.
Yeah.
And it's bad. You know, everyone says that when they're not a zombie, but when they get bit, they're like, no, I'm okay. Don't, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
it's just a fever.
Exactly. But in this movie, like the kid is screaming like, don't kill me. Don't kill me. And it's just like, ooh, and they take care of it. And it's just, that's probably the one part of the movie where I was just like, this was a good scene. Like they should have somehow, this is the feeling that the movie should have had. But it's a great movie because of like, every kid was like, I could take on the Russian military and take them down. Just me and my bros from high school. We could do it because we know football drills. It's just like, and it's great. Like one of the American pilots gets shot down. He interacts with the kids and he's like telling them all these like actual like military strategies.
I got a little thing to say about that guy.
Okay, what about him?
So like the girl who saved him has like a crush on him.
Super awkward.
Yeah, awkward, right? Because then, like, one of the other guys is talking to the captains, and because he has got, like, flowers in his jacket. He's like, oh, you gotta admire her. He's like, you gotta admire her, huh? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess, you know.
You found a friend or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was, like, liking, like, oh, what's wrong with her? Like, what do you think she's been through? Like, ew, dude, like, stop.
Yeah, because she's a...
This is a high school girl.
And also at the very beginning of the movie, when you meet Liam Thompson and the other girl, like, they're, like, kind of in this basement, and he's like, oh, they would do terrible things to the soldiers would do terrible things. That's why I had to hide them. And then like this scene where she's like, what was your wife like? Do you still love her? And it's just like super like creepy. Like it just breeds like, this movie has a lot of weird emotions in it. Like it wants to be this like Rambo, like da, 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 you know, like that kind of movie. And then it's like this creepy, like creepy uncle with like a little girl, and then it has the heartfelt scene where the guy has to kill the other guy because he has a tracer and he's going to give away their position, and then there's the moment with the brothers and he's there and he's dying in his arms. Like it has that. Then it has like the America's, you know, the America, because it's got like it
sounds like what you're saying, Dave, is this movie's for everyone. There's a little something for everyone.
It's for everyone and no one all at the same time.
It's a good movie. I recommend check it out. Don't watch the remake.
No.
Funny story about the remake, David. The original soldiers in that movie were Chinese.
No, I think they're from North Korea.
Well, let me finish.
Oh, okay.
So originally they were from China.
Right.
And this movie had some financing issues. But a Chinese production company led some finances to it, and they digitally changed all the Chinese stuff to North Korean.
Wow.
And dubbed the voices and stuff.
Wow.
That was kind of funny.
That's what money does.
Yeah, but definitely don't go. I mean, Chris Hemsworth in it, but this was like before Thor, Chris Hemsworth. This is before he was on the map.
No, I think it's after Thor. I think it came out definitely after Thor.
It was filmed before, but it came out after.
Oh, wow. That's how much trouble it had?
Yeah, and that's like, oh, this guy, Thor, he's very popular. Now we can release it. So like I said, it didn't do very well. It was on the shelf for a while, but definitely check out the old one. It's a classic.
Yeah, and it has, because of it being the 80s, it has a different feel to it because of like the idea like this would never happen, and then it does happen in the movie, and there's less of a punch because of the stuff that we've gone through as a country. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the idea like, hey, we could be attacked at any time. Like that was never an idea.
Right.
Like it was just like, we're fine. We have these oceans in between us, and Canada's not mad at us, and Mexico pretty much is happy with us. You know what I mean? Like
you're saying before it was like that?
Well, think of like, okay, so like if you're a kid, unfortunately, in some parts of the world, like war is something that happens on your soil all the time.
I would think when this movie came out, that was a real fear.
No, I think communism, because it was still during the Cold War. I think the Cold War ended around the early 90s, 91, I want to say. But this was, it was during the Cold War, but it wasn't, the fight wasn't here. It was...
No, but the threat of we can get nuclear bombed at any time.
Agreed, but I'm saying the threat of an occupation by a foreign country on our soil, which is, I think, the tagline of this movie. It's like, you thought you were safe from foreign lands?
Okay.
That's the idea, is actually being invaded, where we're usually the country that's invading other places or defending other places. It doesn't have the same punch now, but it's interesting. Charlie Sheen's in this movie and it's no screen time, which is weird to see Charlie Sheen be a...
He's the brother. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he doesn't get Patrick Swayze is the main character of this movie.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Charlie Sheen's in it, but he's not I thought it'd be a Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen movie. No, it's a Patrick Swayze movie and Charlie Sheen is in it.
Happens to be in it,
yeah.
But it's good. It's 55% or 53% Rotten Tomatoes.
You
know it's better than...
Yeah, I mean...
a lot of other movies.
Don't say that movie. You're going to do it.
But it's better than a lot of other movies, but definitely check it out. It's, like I said, it's a classic.
It's a good old movie that everyone needs to watch to get a glimpse of what the 80s were like. It's a good microcosm of what was going on in the 80s. The idea of the Cold War, and we didn't grow up in it. I was born in 85, so I came out after the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in the Cold War, but I was 6 when it ended. You know what I mean? So it's I didn't grow up as a Cold War kid.
Yeah.
So this is
fear and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what's cool about this. Now, I think this kind of overplays it a little bit, obviously, but it's fun. And the graphics, as far as the effects, they're no graphics, but the effects of the movie are pretty good. It just has a lot of pacing problems. Yeah. But all right.
But yeah, we want to do this hopefully weekly. But if you want to recommend us anything to watch or play any video games, any good old stuff that we should play or watch if we haven't.
Yeah, something at least 25 years old movie-wise. I think that's good. 25.
Comment, send us an email.
Sitdownstandard@gmail.com.
Yeah, or Facebook, all that good stuff. Just let us know if you think we need to watch.
Yeah, there's
something.
a bunch of stuff we need to watch, but I want to know what you guys think we should watch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or play, yeah.
Now that we got good old stuff done with Red Dawn, Wolverines, Avenge Me. Let's give away some more great stuff. Let's actually give away some war games.
Okay.
Very Penguin here.